The North American Aerospace Defense Command, better known as NORAD, is gearing up to track Santa Claus as he travels across the globe on Christmas Eve.
This is the 68th year for the elite tracking service. Kennedy Hayes has a behind-the-scenes look.
What you see behind me is the magic in process. Come Sunday, this place will be transformed into a winter wonderland, packed with more than 1,000 volunteers answering calls from children wondering where Santa is around the world.
We track Santa with the same assets that we use to keep the North American continent safe every day, which is our jets, our radars, and our satellites.
This year, NORAD will track Santa in this center on the Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado Springs.
Even though Santa is faster than starlight, with their powers combined, we get a really good sight image of where he is at all times.
Military and civilian volunteers flood in from 4 a.m. to midnight.
This is one of the first stops for our volunteers as soon as they enter through the hangar and they're greeted.
The modern tradition of tracking Santa started in 1955 when a child dialed an unlisted NORAD phone number in an advertisement. A colonel picked up and the child asked where St. Nick was. 68 years later, NORAD Track Santa has grown into a massive operation.
Well, we got just under 100 phones in this location. We'll probably take, in the past, we've taken over 250,000 calls in the 20-hour period of time.
Preparing to share Santa updates in 8 different languages means all hands on deck for volunteers and U.S.-Canada NORAD teams.
Last year, we took a call from a group of kids in Ukraine who were calling on a little battery phone, and they said all that they wanted was for Santa to turn their power back on. So it's moments like that that just give us all pause and remind us of the global reach that NORAD Track Santa has and the importance.
NORAD says they cannot predict an exact time Santa will come down the next chimney in your home, but they say it appears he only arrives when children are asleep. In Colorado Springs, Colorado, Kennedy Hayes, Fox News.
World Business Chicago wrote a list and they checked it twice. Now they are lobbying Santa Claus to move his entire workshop from the North Pole to the Windy City.
I love this idea. I love this idea. And joining us now to talk about the possibility here is Chief Growth Officer of WBC, Kyle Schulz. Kyle, happy holidays.
Anthony, Tia, happy holidays to both of you. Thanks for letting me join this evening.
Yeah, we are excited to have you, okay? Now, we're both into this idea. I know Chicago is a pretty centrally located city, but what fueled this idea?
Well, the big idea came from, we saw an article in Nature's Communications about 2 weeks ago that said the Arctic ice cap was melting at a rate faster than had been anticipated, and that within 10 years it would be completely gone. And that made us concerned for Santa's operation and long-term success. He's got an important job, and we wanted to make sure that he understood the advantages of Chicago. World Business Chicago's role is to go around the world and promote Chicago as a global business destination. And we thought with our mix of manufacturing know-how, logistics advantages, and being the cookie capital of the world, that Santa really should take a look at us as the destination for his workshop in the future.
Now, Kyle, I'm a little concerned because we are known as the Windy City, and I'm just thinking about all the turbulence that Santa may have to endure with that sleigh when it's time for takeoff. Why would relocating to the city, you think, really be in Santa's best interest? What would be the drawing factor for him to decide to pack up and move to Chicago?
He wants to be able to get to every home as quickly as possible and finish his shift as fast as can be. And with Chicago, we've got unrivaled logistical advantages, whether that's the 10 interstate highways that run through our ecosystem that connect us to nearly 25 million people within our 5-hour drive, or our unmatched international airports that are, for 20 years in a row, O'Hare has been the top airport in North America. So we really give Santa a way to diversify how he moves his toys around the world and gives him some new options if he wants to start thinking of the future of logistics away from the reindeer.
One more question before we let you go, Kyle. It's not all about Santa in this situation. He has got an entire team of elves. I'm not sure if there are hundreds or thousands of them, but in terms of housing them, making sure they feel accommodated, making sure they have places to hang out, why is Chicago a destination for them?
I mean, besides the educational aspect, right? Toy making has changed dramatically since Santa first opened his workshop. It's more technical than it's ever been before. And so with 45 manufacturing training programs in this area, the elves can upskill and be ready for the future generation. But mixed with housing and a mix of urban, suburban, and rural, we really feel like the elves will have a more productive and happy lifestyle from Chicago.
You have made your case, but
Yes,
one
sir.
person you've forgotten all this, Kyle. You got to go to Mrs. Claus because, you know, the woman
Always.
really oftentimes is sometimes the head of the household. So you got to give a case to Mrs. Claus, too.
That's exactly right, Tia. It's always about making sure that the partners are happy together. And for Mrs. Claus, could you imagine a better place to get arts and entertainment and culture? Being stuck in the North Pole where what is there to do? Hang out with Frosty and maybe some of the winter creatures?
Good point.
With all of our theaters, with our amazing restaurants, she is going to have a wonderful time and a much probably happier and festive holiday season.
Yeah, don't forget the shopping, too. We have some world-class shopping around here as well.
That's right. I think the whole gang's going to be pretty excited if they decide to relocate. Kyle, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you as well. Yeah, that was some good stuff there, wasn't it?